Hello and welcome to Rock Paper Shotgun. My name is Alice, and as the video team's resident city builder fanatic, I'm having a great few months. Town 'em ups are coming back thick and fast on PC lately, with Foundation, Islanders, Tropico 6, Anno 1800 and Dawn of Man all breaking ground in recent months. But there are plenty more where they came from, so let's run through the top 10 city builders you should be looking forward to. From Saturn's moons to puzzling dwarves and floating cities, and with a few pigmen along the way, I've got them covered. Some of the games on this list are out in early access or alpha already, some have pretty vague release dates, and hey, some have none at all. But with this many city building games under construction, it's only a matter of time before your games library is overflowing with civic beauties. Before I get into it though, if you like what you see in this video, please do give it a like, and if you want to see more of Rock Paper Shotgun, then hit that subscribe button too. If you want to see even more than that, you can click the bell to get notifications. We'll be following plenty of these games all the way to release, so you'll certainly want to stay tuned. Flotsam has been on my radar ever since I saw it at EGX 2018, and I love it because it's all about floating around in garbage. Scarily enough, the world Pajama Llama games have created doesn't seem too far-fetched. Flotsam is set in a flooded world where the oceans are full of plastic junk. Beneath this pretty sharp environmental commentary, however, what you're looking at is a vibrant, stylized city builder which is weirdly calming and a pleasure to look at. In Flotsam's watery bin of a world, it's up to you to make your city from the junk that you find. Picture the Wombles by way of Waterworld. You can pick up drifters who you can assign to tasks like scavenging or pedaling a little bicycle to filter water. And since you're a floating city, you can navigate around the world at your own pace under a set of sails. Just be careful of everything that's trying to eat you or sink you, and be on the lookout for things you can rip apart to build into the fabric of your city. Reduce, reuse, recycle. In contrast with Flotsam's eco-friendliness, Industries of Titan asks you to create a big, chugging industrial city in space. On Saturn's moon of Titan, in fact, where you'll be competing with other Dune-style great houses for resources, territory, and good old power. It features things you'd expect from a city builder, such as supply chain planning, building placement, and managing workers' needs, but it's also got hints of 4X and RTS scattered throughout. That's right, there's battleships. But there's some real detail there too. Industries of Titan lets you design the interior of your buildings and ships, letting you get really crafty about the placement of weapons, shields, and all the other worky bits. Gameplay is real-time with pause, allowing you to play at your own pace, and much like Flotsam, encourages you to salvage from ruins around the planet to give yourself more resources. You'll have to bid against other powers in order to purchase ships, and you'll have a little bit more of a story than what you're perhaps used to in a city builder. Your feelings are valid is a reassurance we often give each other as humans. But what about poor old buildings? Don't their feelings matter? Clearly Blackstaff Games think they do, as their latest game is literally called Buildings Have Feelings Too. In Buildings Have Feelings Too, you play as, a hotel, and you have to make sure all your other buildings are happy. It's easier said than done, however. Old Pete, aka the dockyard, is being demolished, and it's made all of the other buildings pretty miserable. As you would be, right? Oh, and the buildings can walk and speak to each other. Essentially, it's The Sims. But buildings. You shepherd the bricky boys as the city grows, easing their concerns and worries about the changing world and unlocking new technologies to make them better at what they do. Give your buildings a purpose, get the city's appeal up, and you'll be able to attract new specialists. None of this stuff is perhaps revolutionary for a city builder, but I've certainly never seen it done with buildings as characters. Best have a go. After all, you wouldn't want to upset the railway station, would you? Cliff Empire is another futuristic city builder, set after a nuclear war which conveniently didn't make a mess of the Earth's mountaintops. Lucky that. Hence the cliff tops in the game's title. High plateaus above the radioactive mist where you make your cities and connect them by bridge. Each level you play is randomly generated, with a pristine silvery art style. Much like Flotsam, it makes the apocalypse look pretty visually pleasant. But you can't just sit around, you've been sent down from some sort of space station, maybe? To restore life on Earth. And you've got your work cut out for you if you want to get the job done. You can choose from ecologically friendly or harmful power supplies, research through universities to improve your cities, build 70 different types of structure, and engage in trade with multiple player-controlled cities and your orbital base. If you can't wait to scale the mountain, Cliff Empire is already available in Steam Early Access now, and the developers say most of its planned features are present and polished. Ymir is a weird one. No wait, it's Ymir, right? Ymir, yeah, that's it. And no, I don't mean the Attack on Titan character, I mean the city builder / 4X strategy / multiplayer game created by a single human being. who just so happens to be an ex-Creative Assembly environment artist. If that description wasn't enough for you, then you're greedy. But how's this? The residents in this world are pig people, called porcos. I'm all for it. The future is pig. The map is procedurally generated, with multiple regions and 7 different biomes. You'll be able to trade, fight, set up treaties, taxes, and have a population that keeps growing, even when the game is closed in persistent mode. Do you have porcos living in your PC? You will soon. With loads of variables and unpredictable influences, this game is not what you'll want to be playing after a stressful real-life day. Your population will be divided into social classes, and there will even be dynamic resource prices depending on supply and demand, rarity, or production costs. It sounds so real, but there are pigmen wearing clothes. The aim is to be strategic, as you'll need different defensive strategies in each of your cities just in case someone comes along and tries to wallop you. Real-time mode allows you to play alone or with a few friends, whereas persistent mode exists to continue the game outside of the online hours you spend in it too. Much like a Tamagotchi, although this one will be less easy to stuff in a drawer and forget about. It's out now in early access on Steam, so give it a look if you think you're hard enough. Did you like the look of Flotsam? Was your one issue with it that you'd rather float through air than water? Well, you're in luck. Airborne Kingdom is here to save you. And no, it's not about sneezes travelling through the air and infecting people with royalty, it is in fact a city builder set in the air. You'll be floating above the desert as you build your kingdom, exploring the environment for lost technologies. You'll go from a single fan to an actual thriving and bustling floating city. The concept stresses me out a little. I struggle enough as it is in city builders on the ground. What if people fall off my city in the sky? Can I build nets underneath to stop fatalities? It seems like an absolute nightmare, but it looks so beautiful. I'm a sucker for a pretty game. Each desert you'll explore is randomly generated, so no 2 playthroughs will ever be the same. How do these things fly, you might ask? Well, you can have them float along with balloons, have a winged city, or even use steam-powered fans to keep you airborne. It comes with the usual city building stuff you'd expect, such as production chains and encouraging people to join your floating world. You'll have the ability to attract migrants from the desert below you, all with their own wishes to be fulfilled, or even meet with other tribes and exchange knowledge to form new technologies. You know what I hate the most about your average city builder? Gravity. Gravity gets in the way all the time. There's so much space that gets ignored. Atmocity gives us a city builder that literally says a big f*** you to gravity, flips the bird towards gravity, grabs gravity by the shoulders and pushes it out the door, slamming the door behind it. Atmocity adds a literal new dimension to city builders, and I am so here for it. Law of physics, s'mores of physics. In Atmocity, you'll be able to build cities like you've never built before, not just on the ground but on all sides of the game's floating cuboid surfaces. It looks an awful lot like something Ellen Page's character would have built in Inception. You'll be able to follow a campaign mode and test yourself as a gravity-defying mayor, or just go absolutely wild in the free building mode. I think we know which one I'm going to be choosing. Letting me loose without gravity? What could go wrong? It's got everything you'd expect, constructing and managing buildings, producing materials, food and goods, and keeping your citizens happy. It's got trade deals, a global market, tax rates, and unemployment and retirement systems. There are 25 levels in the campaign mode, and there are many building types. But if the pie in the sky is too high, there's a retro mode to build more conventional cities. It's going to be in early access very soon. Depending on when you're watching this video, it could already be in early access. Dwarrows is quite possibly the cutest looking game on this list. I know that's hard to believe when we have Flotsam kicking it all off, but bear with me, alright? Dwarrows is a peaceful third-person town-building adventure game. You can expect to gather, build, explore, quest, and solve puzzles! I love puzzle games, I love adventure games, and you know I love city builders, that's why we're all here, and I love cute art styles. This game literally has it all. I've set myself up to love this game, so I really hope it makes me as happy as this when it is finally released. You play as 3 different characters depending on what you're aiming to do. One is a gatherer, another is a builder, and the third is the adventurer. In dungeons, you'll need to switch between characters to solve puzzles. A bit like Trine, but third person and building. Explore the nearby haunted forest, help out local farmers, and visit other villages to help you grow your own. Discover new structures and characters to help expand your town. Uncover ancient artifacts and treasures to help understand the history of the land you inhabit. And most importantly, befriend animals. It's not just cute, but it also helps boost your character's abilities. But also it's cute. Who wouldn't want the ability to talk to animals? This game is my idea of heaven. Make Your Kingdom is a cute little low poly city builder. You have to build a little settlement and make sure all of your citizens are happy little oblong snowmen. That's what they look like, okay? Anyway, don't make them angry or upset, as their mood and happiness levels are actually very important to either develop or destroy the city you've spent ages making. As with most city builders, you'll need to manage the infrastructure, build the right buildings for the resources you want to produce, and skillfully manage willpower. Something I struggle a lot with. Shout out to my overworked Dawn of Man clan. You need to make sure that whatever problems your residents have are dealt with so the city looks more attractive to future residents. From time to time, keeping your city nice and not broken will be completely out of your hands, as nature will come along and test you with whatever force it wants. Buildings can deteriorate, fire can wreak havoc, and nature can have its way. It's down to you, as an all-seeing eye, to keep your people happy, make your kingdom the best it can be, keep an eye on their opinions, help them get resources, and construct or repair buildings as necessary. If you want The Sims 5, then you've basically found it. Founder's Fortune is being created by a 2-person team, and it calls itself a colony simulator. But you build a town too. It even admits to drawing inspiration from The Sims. There's a lot of building going on, and the colonists all have thoughts, wishes, expectations, and traits. What sets it apart from the other city builders is the connection you have with your colonists. They will only join you if you fulfill expectations of your current inhabitants. Not every wish has to be realised, but you need to keep enough people happy to get more people joining. It's a lot, thinking about the feelings of your people. It's certainly not something I've ever worried about in city skylines, not even when they're all crying at me because I've polluted their water source. It's okay, more people will come, they always do. In Founder's Fortune, you don't just zone areas and wait for your people to build their houses. Oh no, you build them yourself, literally from the ground up. They'll build them once you place the blueprint OFs. These hands are soft as hell, and you'll even get to furnish each building as you want. It's quite literally a simmer's dream. Make sure your colonists don't throw tantrums, so keep them happy by giving in to a few of their requests here and there, and you'll all be better off for it. You'll have the ability to set up a farm too. Get some delicious veggie stews on the go, and you'll maybe even survive winter. Research new technologies and protect your town from attackers, better known as tiki goblins. Founder's Fortune looks like it has it all, and if you want to see if it's for you, it's available to play for free in its alpha stage over on their website. Those are the games we're most excited about in the city building genre, but there were a handful of other games that caught our eye while doing research. The next 3 games are honourable mentions you should definitely look out for in the months and years ahead. The Architect Paris brings a whole new take on the city building genre. I realise I've said that a lot in this video, but look. In the Architect Paris, you have the constraints of building only Paris. A whole load of Paris, but only Paris. You design the buildings, but you don't become a city planner like you might expect from a city builder. You will instead be expected to deal with pre-existing conditions, which will give you new challenges you've most likely never experienced in this genre. Each district comes with its own challenges, and to open new districts you'll have to complete the missions you were given. The game includes some famous landmarks like the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower. Some of them will have the option to be modified and transformed. There's no release date yet, but the website is incredible. Once you get past the risk of it being unsafe, I'm sure it's fine. Dawn of Man? No. It's Dawn of Man's better looking cousin, Ancient Cities. It's set in the Neolithic era, where you'll be able to build your cities through the ages from nomadic tribe to the start of the Bronze Age in the first release, as you experience years, seasons, day cycles, and weather. There will be a simulated ecosystem where all the animals and plants you see are growing, reproducing, and then dying, and your people will be taking resources from the land in order to create your own. Each citizen has their own aspirations, decides how to live, where to work, and whether they want to stay or leave the city. Buildings and resources will decay, and your buildings will be able to be placed wherever you want. No restrictions, hooray! Also, there will be optional combat. Phew. It has been fully funded through Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and is still being developed. Looks like it's going to be very in-depth, and very pretty. Citybound has been in active development since 2014, and, to put it plainly, it looks like a much more aesthetically pleasing city's skylines. Beneath that, though, is a game that's committed to simulating a city from the residents up. Hundreds of thousands of cars can drive around the city at a time, with each car's driver making actual decisions about when to brake and change lane. Your city's economy is directly derived from the decisions householders make in your city. It's a game that wants to give you a rich set of tools to interact with this simulation, as you can test plans for new roads and buildings, undo and redo them to see how different changes change the city. It's incredibly bare bones at the moment, despite the project starting in 2014, but it's the work of one person, open source so others can help, and there are experimental builds available to download right now so you can give it a go if you wanted. Be warned though, these could potentially not run or break your computer. So there you have it, so many city builders to keep us happy for many moons. For whatever kind of city builder lover you are, for whatever mood you're in, there's something out there for everyone, I hope. And there are many things out there for me. I can't wait for all these games. If you enjoyed this video on city builders to look out for, please do hit the like button and subscribe to Rock Paper Shotgun. We post a lot of videos on building sims as I play them more than I'd like to admit, so a like and subscribe will let us know that it's something you want to see more of. Thank you so much for getting this far, and once this video is over, why not go and check out our Tropico 6 review and our Let's Play of Foundation. Bye for now!